KSL News at 4 starts now.
Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story: 2 men are behind bars tonight accused of kidnapping, beating up, and torturing a man at an apartment in Sandy.
News Specialist Dan Rascone has the latest on the investigation. He joins us live now from Sandy Police Headquarters. Dan, when did this all happen?
Yeah, Mike, this is a bizarre one here. It happened just this weekend. According to the victim, he was kidnapped by 2 men, tied up and held in their apartment for more than 12 hours or so. And neighbors we spoke with were very shocked.
They were pounding on the door. They were yelling.
Joel can't believe what unfolded last night right next door to him. A half a dozen cops or more with a canine trying to get inside this apartment.
They were like constantly shouting out like, hey, if you don't come out, he's going to bite you.
According to police,
he'd also appeared to have been tied up.
A man in his 20s had been kidnapped by 2 men who lived in this apartment complex in Sandy, near 900 East and 8600 South, and then allegedly held him and tortured him for 12 hours or more.
He was burned, shot with an airsoft gun, indicated that he'd been hit with a bat. Also stated that he had been stabbed, but we're not sure exactly with what or where.
The victim somehow then escaped when the suspects left, and he ran to another unit where that resident called police. Police arrived at the complex to arrest the 2 men.
I don't know what they were doing to that man. Never heard a peep.
Investigators do believe this was an isolated case.
It does not appear that this was something that was done on random. There's some level of acquaintance that exists between all parties that were involved. What that is and what that relationship is still yet to be determined. Yeah, so still a lot of unanswered questions in this one here. Police say the victim was taken to the hospital with some head trauma there and also with his other injuries. They're going to wait for him to heal a little bit before they get a chance to really talk to him to maybe answer some of those questions about how this all unfolded. Ashley, back to you.
Yeah, disturbing case here. I'm sure we're going to get more information as the days continue. Dan, thank you.
In Boise tonight, jury selection.
2 men behind bars tonight for allegedly kidnapping a man and torturing him right here in this Sandy apartment complex.
City officials said
2-year-old son.
Well, a bizarre and terrifying case out of Sandy where police say a man was tied up and tortured for 12 hours or more. 2 men are now in jail for this crime. News specialist Dan Rascone is covering this story. He joins us now live. And Dan, a real shocker, I'm sure, for the neighbors there.
Yeah, it really is a shocker here. Everyone we spoke with there say this is a very family-friendly area, people waving at each other all the time. So they're very surprised to hear that 2 men were arrested and they were accused of kidnapping someone and torturing them. According to Sandy police, the 2 suspects live in this apartment complex at about 900 East and 8600 South. Investigators say 19-year-old Malachi Bobo and 24-year-old Justin McCrory kidnapped the man in his 20s and then tied him up in their apartment over the weekend. Police say the victim told them the men hit him over the head with a baseball bat, burned him, shot him with an airsoft gun, and stabbed him. And police say it went on for hours. The man eventually was able to escape when the suspects left the apartment. A shocked neighbor told us he didn't hear anything.
I don't know what they were doing to that man. Never heard a peep.
It does not appear that this was something that was done on random. There's some level of acquaintance that exists between all parties that were involved. What that is and what that relationship is still yet to be determined. Police say they still do not have a motive at this time. The suspect was taken to the hospital where he's recovering from severe head trauma and other injuries. Police say they're going to let him heal at this point before they really dive in and question him about kind of what happened here and why. In Sandy, I'm Dan Rascone, live at 5.
All right, Dan, thank you. Salt Lake City police have arrested